Hello and welcome to another special video edition for Rookie Me Central. I'm Michael Alvaro. Today, another very special treat. We've got Campbell Chesser with us. Campbell, how are you?
Yeah, going well. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Obviously, one day out as we're talking here from the big night, draft night. You might go night one or night two, but how are the nerves feeling?
Yeah, I think I'm in that weird situation where I can kind of be, it could be the last pick of the first night or the first of the second. You never know. And I'm around that boat. So it'd be really interesting to see. I'm keen to see all my mates get drafted as well. Got some really close mates to go early in the night, which is exciting for them. And I'm more excited than nervous. I think. Just looking forward to seeing, I guess, where I end up and where my mates end up as well.
What's life like for you at the moment? Obviously, you just finished all your exams and things like that. What are you up to at the moment?
Yeah, I finished exams last week and kind of had a few nights with the schoolmates and stuff in Melbourne, which was really good. A lot of us finished on the same night, which was good. So we kind of had a good few days there, and then travelled home to Albury, and I was lucky enough to train with a few mates, Nick Murray and Paddy Parnell and Dan Turner, who are all in the system at the moment. They're all home and on their off-season breaks. So I was able to train with them and lock in for a few days there, which was really good. But glad I'm back in Melbourne. Kind of escaped it all for a few days, which was really good. But glad I'm back in Melbourne now and kind of back absorbed in the draft talk and all that kind of stuff, which is going to be pretty crazy. But it's been good.
Absolutely. Exciting couple of days. How do you assess your year though? Obviously had a few injuries, maybe didn't get the chance to hit your best form throughout, but you showed some good glimpses. So how did you rate it?
It probably wasn't as consistent as I wanted it to be. Just purely, it was quite disjointed with not only COVID, that kind of impacted everyone, but also my knee. I think tearing my meniscus in the second round of the year, having played kind of one practice match and into round one, Oakley, which is a good game for us to get the win, and then good win again in the second round. I thought we were going to really push any team really in the NAB League with our Sandy team this year. It was a really good list, and I was really excited about that, but quite frustrated with the year, to be honest, a little bit. And it was hard to find consistency in terms of my form, but I guess showed enough, hopefully, to get on a list. I'm not fussed about the pick at all. I couldn't really care less about what number it is, but I'm just looking forward to getting on a list and hopefully I think it'll be a bit different depending on what club you go to, whether or not you can get there straight away or after the Chrissy break, but looking forward to really cracking in and hopefully I've just done enough to get on a list.
Yeah, and what's that chat been like with clubs? Have you had a couple of late meetings or anything like that? Do you sort of know where the interest lies?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few clubs come up to home for home visits over the last when I went home, pretty much straight away, and had a few there, which, the clubs in the late teens, Brizzy, all those kind of clubs at the moment, where they sit right as we speak, but I think they can change on the night as well, which is pretty crazy with live trading and stuff. So, no clubs really said we're definitely taking out this pick, and I have no idea with that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where the nerves lie, I guess. But, outside of that, I think, I just want to get on a list, to be honest. I couldn't really care, where it is. I'm pretty open to moving interstate. Obviously, I'd prefer to live in Melbourne because it's just where it's easier for me. It'll be an easier transition with my having mates outside of the club and stuff like that. But and obviously knowing Melbourne quite well, having lived here for the past 4 years. But I guess I'm quite open to moving interstate as well. I've lived away from home for 4 years, so it should be fine.
Yeah, well, I was just about to segue into that. You've lived away from home, got your scholarship at Melbourne Grammar, so and you're happy to move interstate. But talk to me a little bit about that journey, how that sort of set you up now for potentially living away from home.
Yeah, well, I think, as cliche as it sounds, I've said it a few times over the past couple of weeks, but there's no AFL team in Albury, so if I was to get drafted, it was moving. The reality is that I'm going to have to move away from home anyway, and I think like the past 4 years in terms of preparing myself, it's probably more so, I guess, the last 24 months has been when I've been moving back and forth from Melbourne to Albury. I've been predominantly actually in Albury, which has been weird. Wasn't expecting that, obviously, and COVID circumstances kind of pushed me that way. But I think my resilience and ability to kind of adapt to a new environment is definitely going to hold me in good stead. Whatever club I land at, I guess. Yeah,
it's pretty easy to see your strengths with just a couple of viewings on field. In terms of your improvement areas, have you had feedback from clubs and your coaches and things like that throughout the year of what you want to work on?
Less from clubs. I think we more just speak about character and all that kind of stuff. I don't really ask too much. I think I haven't really asked any clubs really about feedback in particular, but more so just in line with Jackson Cornberg, Sandy coach now at Gold Coast, and he's been great for me the last kind of 4 years. It hasn't just been this year, but I've been trying it since 16's a weakness, or I didn't see it as a massive deficiency, but a little weakness that I had was my consistency in my kicking. So that was something that I really wanted to improve, and I think it's definitely improved. Jacko and I have worked a lot on the fundamentals over the past kind of 2 years, especially breaking it down with video analysis and all that kind of stuff. So it's been really good, and it's definitely improved. And now I'm just kind of trying to bring my weaknesses up to my strengths, whilst keeping continuing to improve my strengths as well, because that's obviously really important.
Yep. In terms of position, you've played a little bit of everywhere, probably apart from forward. Where do you see yourself fitting in best?
At AFL level, I think probably more outside, hybrid, maybe across half back or on the wing. Probably, more so on the wing, probably most comfortable there at the moment. But I guess, it just really depends on where I can get a spot, and if I can kind of forge myself. To get some games earlier, that'd be great. But just kind of wherever a club needs me. I think more outside player to start, and then hopefully, with the aim of kind of transitioning into the midfield after a few years, once my body develops, and really develop an understanding of that, I guess, aspect of the game. Yeah,
and was that the plan this year as well with Sandy, to sort of go into the inside a little bit more as the season wore on?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've played a fair bit across half back and on the wings over the last 4 years, and I saw versatility is one of my strengths, and that was something I wanted to kind of expose this year, but it was quite hard to kind of learn a new position when you weren't playing many games. I think it was 4 games for the year, and they were kind of spread out over the course of the year as well. So it was quite hard for me to kind of find consistency, one in the position that I was comfortable in, but also learning a new role. So definitely I was looking to play mid this year for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to jump into some quick fire questions. I spoke to your good mate Josh Sin earlier in the year, and we asked him all of the same questions. There was a name that popped up quite a bit, so I'm very interested to hear what Campbell has to say here. So very simple answers, just a name really you have to pop up. So we'll get straight into it. Yep. Which teammate would pick themselves number 1 in the AFL draft?
Teammate, or is that just across the draft?
It could be anyone, yeah.
Oh, I'd go Josh or Shelley.
Coach's pet?
Josh Sin.
A phrase your coach always uses?
Be where your feet are. That's Jacko.
Yeah, of course, yep. Most annoying teammate?
Marcus Windhager.
Worst chat?
Finn Callahan.
Who's the quietest teammate?
Quietest. Jeez, I don't know. I'll have to skip that one. I'm not too sure.
All right.
Oh, Sam Darcy. I'll go.
Who throws the worst tantrums?
Jacko.
Cornberg,
yeah.
Wow. All right.
Jackson Cornberg in the coach's box.
Well, lucky he's up at Gold Coast.
Yeah.
What's the worst spray you've gotten? Or who's it come from?
Worst spray? Probably one of my school teachers back in year 8. But it wasn't really football related.
And stuck in the memory.
Yeah, it's there.
Who burns you most on field?
Sinner.
Who has the worst social media game?
Dacos.
And who's your favourite teammate?
I'm going to cover for this. I don't know. I might go Shelley.
All right.
Yeah.
Good choices.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember Sinner. I saw the videos. Sinner ripped me in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, so the categories your name came up in were teammate to pick themselves number 1 for starters. Would you?
Would I pick myself pick one? Nah, I don't. I reckon Dacos is probably deserving of that.
Yep. You were the coach's pet as well?
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. I think Sinner say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, quite hypocritical from Sinner, I reckon.
Well, I do hear that he has been sort of involved with Jacko a lot, doing things behind the scenes when he's on the sidelines. So would you also put him in that category?
Yeah, I'd lock him in for sure. Yeah, no, he takes the reins there for sure.
He also says you burn him the most on field, which seems, I think you said the same.
Oh, no, the way I see it is if the ball's coming from half back, then it's got to get to me somehow. And if I'm not getting it, I'm going to blame it on Sinner. So, it's got to get downfield somehow. So it's all Sinner's fault.
Yeah, fair enough. He also had you for worst socials.
Really? Interesting. I would have put him up there with me, but no, he's on I don't know. He doesn't let many people into his Instagram. So, no, his socials are definitely worse than mine. His private stories and stuff.
And he also put you as his favourite teammate. So,
yeah, it's stiff on him. Yeah, I had a few there that I don't know. I just pulled the pin.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, Josh Shelley is pretty. He seems like a pretty fun guy to get around.
There, yes, Shelley, Dacos, Das, yes, the few.
All right,
few around the mark.
I've turned the page. We do have Campbell's top 10 power rankings. He's an avid reader of the Rookie Me Central website, but he has a few differences. So Campbell, we're going to run through them.
Yeah, so I wrote these down before.
Yeah,
I've got Dakes at 1. Got Horn at 2.
Hang on. So I'm hosting this one. We'll run through them. We'll run through them one by one.
Yeah.
Nick Dacos. Tell me a bit about him. Why would he be number 1?
I think he's just a step above, to be honest. I think we all kind of saw it from round 1. I think literally the first bounce at Oakley, he kind of ran out of the centre. And I'd never seen him play before, and that was kind of where I kind of thought he was number 1. I think when he's played this year, he hasn't played as many games as someone, but I think when he has played, he's shown that he's definitely deserving of pick 1. So I'm locking him in there.
Yeah, I remember that first centre bounce. It was pretty fitting. Pretty hype debut. Jason Horne-Francis, you mentioned there as well, number 2. I mean, how much have you seen of him as well?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit that Australian game and stuff like that. But yeah, I think he's played some good footy in senior level, which has been impressive. So he's deserving a pick 2, I think.
Yeah, not far behind Sam Darcy.
Yeah, played some kind of emerged this year. Played a lot of good school footy, kicked a heap of goals. Really good size and quite athletics. Put on a little bit more muscle. I reckon he's definitely a pick 3 there.
And you've got Finn Callahan, a teammate at number 4, the top-rated Sandy Dragons prospect. Yeah,
another one's kind of emerged this year. If you had to kind of said it last year, I wouldn't have thought the same thing last year. So he's come out this year and dominated. Really good size from outside midfield, emerged really well. So
who would you have said last year for top Sandy prospect out of interest?
Last year, probably coming out of 16, Sinner was dominating 16's champ, so probably Sinner.
Yeah, good shout. Josh Shelley is in at number 5. Tell us a bit about him.
I reckon he's probably deserving of 5. He's crafty small forward, can play in the midfield as well. Likes to compare himself to Toby Green, but I don't know. We'll see how he goes.
Or who would you compare him to?
Nah, probably Toby Green, but I just wouldn't say it. He does. So.
Yeah, well, he gets it a lot.
He loves it. Yeah, he loves it.
He's run with it. Next up is Josh Gibkas, another country boy.
Yeah, quite tall, kind of floats across half back, really athletic. So he's a good prospect, I guess.
Yep, another you played with in that team, Mac Andrew, comes in after him.
Yeah, same thing, really athletic, tall. I think clubs will jump at him pretty early, pretty tall. So, fit into AFL level. And
we've only got 3 left, so Ben Hobbs is there as well, a bit of a bull on the inside.
Yeah, just dominates on the inside every week. I think he's really consistent and, probably impact straight away at AFL level.
Absolutely. Josh Ward, a pretty similar player to him, maybe a bit more classy with his skills as well.
Yeah, probably less hard-nosed and more, I guess outside, a bit more class and probably impact the scoreboard as well. He's really good.
And you played school footy with him as well?
Yeah, right? Played school footy and Vic under 12s and 15s with him as well, and he was a freak back then, I remember. So, he's kind of come back this year and, played really well, so it's good to see.
Absolutely. And rounding out, do you want to tell us number 10?
It's Josh Sin. Locked him in for 10.
No way.
No, he's been obviously injured this year, quite disrupted. But I think his potential is quite high. I think he'll be a star of the competition. Great kick, great runner. So break the lines off half back. So lock him in there at 10.
Any other guys you like, even if it's outside of the sort of top 10 range, guys who you think are underrated that you might want to put their name out there as well?
I think Blakey Howe's probably underrated. Really, really good prospect. And he's probably, I think when he moved up onto the wing this year, it was really good. So, probably Blake Howes, I'd say. Yeah,
well, when you're moving to the inside, having him on the wing is pretty handy as well.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. All right, well, you always got to look after those Sandy boys, of course.
A few in there.
Yeah, but I appreciate that, Campbell. Very good analysis from you, and good to hear from the players' perspective. It's pretty much all we've got for you today. So we'll sign off. I've been Michael Alvaro. This has been Campbell Chesser. All the best for draft day. We hope you go well.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries.
Thanks, guys.